Grab your studio kit and get the following supplies. Prepare to get started by folding each of your pages in half hamburger style. After the pages have been folded, cut on the folded lines. Doing this will make sure that you have enough paper to try out each technique today. I'm going to show you 2 different ways to crumple paper today. Begin by folding your page in half and cutting on the folded line so that you can try both too. For the first way, you can crumple the paper into a ball. You're going to do the same thing for the other piece of paper, but this time you're going to uncrumple it so that you end up with a textured piece of paper. After you've tried both, put them to the side. Next, try twisting your paper. To do this, grab your page by both ends. Rotate your hands to make a tight twist. I'm going to show you 2 different ways to rip your paper today. Fold your page in half and cut on the folded line so you can try both too. Our first way is an uncontrolled rip. Second, we'll try a controlled rip. So we tear a little bit at a time so that we can change the direction of the tear. A pleat is like an accordion fold. To make a pleat, begin by folding your page in one direction. Then, fold the opposite way. Keep doing this until you reach the end of your page. Notice how I go over my folds to make sure that they're nice and crisp so that when my pleat is finished, it will unfold well. To create loops, split your page into small strips of paper. I created a pleat and cut on the folded lines in order to help me do this. After your page has been divided into strips, take each one and roll it onto itself. I can create a chain by inserting one loop into another. I'm going to show you 2 ways to create a curl today. Fold your page in half and cut on the folded line so that you can try them out too. First, you can roll the page onto itself using your hands in order to create a curl. You can also use a tool, like a pencil, to help you curl the paper. There are 3 different ways to create fringe. Split your page into 3 parts so that you can try them too. The first is a regular fringe. To create a regular fringe, cut strips into the paper, but be careful not to cut all the way through. The second is a pleated fringe. Begin by creating a pleat and then cutting the fringe as you would a regular fringe. Last is a curled fringe. Begin by creating a curl and then carefully cut the strips into the page like you would a normal fringe. If you'd like, you can even try rolling the fringe onto itself and putting a little bit of glue at the end. There are two different ways to create spirals. Split your page in half so that you can try both too. To create a spiral, slowly introduce your scissors into the paper, working inward as you go. Notice how I'm being careful not to cut all the way through because I want to keep the page together. If I accidentally cut all the way through, that's okay, just start again. You can make a spiral from any shape, as I'm going to show you now. I'm going to create a circle and then slowly create a spiral from that. So again, I'm introducing my scissors slowly, working inward as I go. I'm turning the paper to help me do this. There are two different ways to create a prism. Fold your page in half and cut on the folded line so that you can try out both too. First is a triangular prism. Fold your paper so that you have 3 sections. Then, fold a smaller section so that you can add glue to it. When you add them all together, you will see that you end up with a tall triangular prism shape. Next is the rectangular prism. For this one, create 4 even sections by folding. Just like the triangular prism, also fold a smaller section to add glue to. Once you add them together again, you'll see that you end up with a tall rectangular prism shape. To create a cone, fold your page in half and cut a semicircle into your page. When you unfold, you will see that you've made an entire circle. Cut about midway on the folded line and wrap the paper onto itself. Put a little bit of glue on the end so that your cone will stay together. We're going to try scoring 2 different times. Fold your page in half and cut on the folded line so that you can try them too. To score, open your scissors and very lightly make a line on your page. Then, carefully and lightly pinch the paper so that it goes into the shape of the line that you've created. Again, make sure that you're doing this very gently so that you don't accidentally crumple the paper. I'm going to try this again with a more jagged line. So again, I pinch the paper carefully and very lightly into the shape of the line that I've scored into the page. To create a paper weaving, fold your page in half and cut on the folded line. On one side, fold the page in half again, and from the folded edge, cut almost all the way through the paper. Next, on the other side, create small strips. Weave the strips into the paper by going over and under. Alternate each. If I go over on the first one, I'll go under on the next. Keep repeating this until you have no more room. The last technique that we're going to try out today is netting. To create netting, evenly pleat your paper. Next, take your scissors and cut almost all the way through the page. Change sides and repeat the same process all the way down. Keep going until you have no more paper left. Then, Carefully unfold your paper and tug lightly to reveal the netting pattern that you've created. After you've finished, put all of your materials back into your studio kit or learning box. Any paper that was not used today can be saved or recycled. And of course, make sure that you share all of the awesome techniques that you tried today in our digital classroom.